Now, Alan Lonergan has been on the programme before. Alan, good afternoon.
Hello, Joe. How are you?
How are you? Alan, you're listening to the call. We had a call yesterday from Syria,
That's
and
right.
we just got a flavour of how fearful and worried people are. You contacted us. You say you've been monitoring the situation with Christians in Syria, and there are a load, and Kofi Annan has referred to this about the possibility of civil war, but you say there are a load of complexities operating here, and there's a lot of people suffering on different sides.
That's right, Joe. Having listened to your program yesterday and the request that you made to speak to people in Syria, I contacted the program and I provided them with a phone number to contact someone from the Diocese of Homs, Hama and Yabrud, so that they could tell their story. Because what I've noticed over several months monitoring church news sources is that the Syrian church and Christians on the ground had a personal story to tell that differed from the standard account carried in the Western media.
In what way?
At times it was at variance in certain instances where, say, the regime was accused of an atrocity. The church were coming back and saying that on the ground our sources are informing us that it's not quite as reported. A situation, in a sense, where the Christians are kind of caught between a rock and a hard place as a minority within Syria. They're an indigenous community. They represent approximately 2 million of Syrians' citizens, and consistently they're reporting a story that's at variance. It's not that they are specifically reporting a story that's supportive of the regime viewpoint, but they are reporting a story that sits somewhere in the middle between the Free Syrian Army reports and the official Syrian Army reports. So that, in a sense, they are victims of violence that crosses from both sides.
But when we read about them in the last few days, and Kofi Annan was visibly shocked yesterday at the latest report of another massacre and involving women and children, not that makes a difference in terms of numbers. The numbers are catastrophic. But the understanding is that those massacres have been perpetrated by Assad's forces or supporters of Assad.
I'm not disputing that fact with you, Joe, and I didn't come on the program in any sense to defend anybody's brutality, irrespective, but to just highlight the point that sitting somewhere within the middle of the situation is a grey area that we are not being told about. And the most recent report that has been issued by the Vatican's Pontifical Mission News Service is from a French bishop who has just returned from Damascus, who went to Aleppo and Homs, and he came back and reported the displacement of 138,000 Christians. And they blame
where are they fleeing to?
They blame that displacement on Islamist fighters who are within the Free Syrian Army, not on the government side. They have fled to Damascus, and some have fled to Lebanon. Others have gone to smaller villages in the hills outside of the main
Okay, so you're saying there could be other agendas at work?
To some extent. There are consistent reports from the church that within the Free Syrian Army there are elements, Islamist elements, who represent outside fighters. They say there are people from Libya and from the Gulf states, from Saudi Arabia and from other countries, including Turkey, who are part of. And the other thing is you can't blame the Free Syrian Army collectively, because it seems from their reports that these are disjointed groups that don't have any central structure.
Now, the woman, the person you asked us to ring in Syria was Mother Agnes Miriam. How did you come across her?
Well, Mother Agnes has been making attempts to report her experiences of life in the Diocese of Homs, and her experiences, as she lives them, she finds, are at variance with what Western media outlets are saying. And she is one of these fantastic individuals who does a huge amount of work, has basically restored a monastery from its ruins, created a whole community, assisted a whole lot of people, and right now, in the context of the conflict, she has done everything she can to try and negotiate a peaceful truce in her district between both sides. She has campaigned with the government for the release of rebel prisoners. She has likewise gone to the rebel side and tried to negotiate with them, bring people together, and basically work towards peace and stability.
Well, she's on the line now. Hopefully it's a good line. In Syria. Mother Agnes Miriam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What is the situation there for you at the moment, and how are you affected by the war?
Yes, I want to emphasize our brother. What he is saying is really the truth and very exact. I am amazed. We are in a very particular and delicate moment. In our diocese, we have Homs, which is, we can say, the spine center of the crisis. And the surrounding of Homs, we have the biggest village of Catholic, which is the village of Qusayr. So since 6 days, the opposition, armed opposition, they have asked all the Christians to withdraw from the village in 6 days. It means it finished today, the ultimatum. And this means that it's more and more a kind of confessionalization of the crisis. People, they are trying to make differences which could be lethal differences. And this is, as I say, a turning point, very difficult for minorities, which they would not want to enter, as the brother was saying. We are neither with this one, neither with that one. We really would like to have a peaceful solution of the crisis, and to avoid a civil population to be targeted.
But you're saying, Sister Mother Agnes, you're saying that the Free Syria Army are telling Christians to get out.
Yes, it has been proclaimed in the mosques in Qusayr since 6 days. The Free Syrian Army on the ground, he is Mr. Abdel Salam Harba, decided that there would be no more negotiations with the Christians who has been already targeted. They have been kidnapped, they have been massacred.
And what will happen? What will the Free Syrian Army do to Christians if they do not move?
We are expecting the worst. Because already there have been, killings and many series of tragedies against the little 7,000 people in Qusayr. You see, it is not because the Christians would stand against the Free Syrian Army, but they don't want to enter into conflict, and they are for that a kind of targeted as discriminated. Yes.
And who can protect the Christians?
No protection, dear sir. No protection, only by faith and by prayer.
Well, will the government?
No. It's not possible because there are too much pressure on the government to protect. So he not even can protect. Yesterday, I received a phone call from the center of Homs, a Christian family. Yeah. They see all around them the 6 of the most beautiful churches completely destroyed, and they are surrounded by people they don't even know from where they come. It's people, militia. They don't know if they are Syrian or if they are Libyan, and they don't know what they are doing there and why they have chosen precisely the Christian zones to target the army. And so, as our brother was saying, the minorities, civil population, are standing between, in between, like a sandwich, between those rebels who would take them as human shields. And so a lot of damages are occurring.
So what is going to happen now? Things are deteriorating rapidly, are they not? Insofar, when you say that in Syria, given what's happened, it's the
chaos. It's the chaos. It's the chaos wanted, I feel, wanted by people who would like to, get rid of the current regime. But as it was said yesterday in the United Nations, we cannot topple a regime on the cost of civil population. It is something outside the international law. But nevertheless, that's what is happening. We have thousands of, I would not say any more rebels. It's like a terrorist. Our patriarch said we are not facing now rebels. We are facing armed gangs that they want to introduce the most chaos possible. You see, in the next city, which called the Nebek, we are among only Sunni people, and so the terrorists are kidnapping people among the Sunni community and asking to reward to bring them back. And it's everywhere around us. We don't go out from our monastery. It's very dangerous. And because sometimes, as you were saying, I am trying to help, for example, for prisoners from the opposition to put them out from the prison. And since 1 week, one of the opposition leader here in our village, he got caught from the legal forces. I have been asked to make negotiation, but today what would be the condition? If you don't put him out, we will take you. We will kidnap you.
And
this was my...
Yeah, but Mother Agnes Miriam, in the situation you're in, and indeed the location you're in, and you say you're caught in the middle, is UN aid getting through? Is Red Cross aid getting through?
Look, there is something ambiguous, okay? United Nations are here. They have their offices in Damascus. Sometimes we call them. They, of course, they express the will to help. First of all, you have more than 2 million of refugees all around Syria, among them 1 million in a sinistrated situation. So you need much more than the United Nations they have, first. Second, the United Nations, they are observers. They don't come here to protect you. They don't protect civil population. And so, meanwhile, someone will come to protect the civil population. You will have many casualties, and you won't know who is killing whom.
Is aid getting through?
Aid is getting through, but in a not sufficient way. We have been here since 3 days distributing sanitary units for the 1,000 families coming from Homs and the surround to our village. But, of course, it's not enough. Those people, they need everything. Each family is at least... those families, they are at least more than 6 persons per family. So you have between 6,000 and 10,000 refugees in our small town of Qara.
And does the people you speak to, do they believe that the Assad regime can survive?
Look, you are asking me something like only expert can say. But what we can say is that the civil population wants security, okay? And the rebels are not giving security. We need, if there is any alternative to this regime, the wisdom would ask to have already a system which can guarantee the security, the equality, and today we don't have this alternative, and that's why I have heard even people from the opposition asking me, if you want to love, you, the Catholic, you have a novena. You know what is the novena?
Novena.
Give me a novena, and he was a Muslim, and I asked why. He said, I will pray the Lord to keep this regime, because what is happening is not what we were expecting. And so there is no more, if you want, opposition, only verbal outside Syria. But inside Syria, you have rebels with special agenda. They are planting only chaos. And that's what hurts us, what hurts any. I was now talking with one of the notable here in the village. He is sunny. Okay, we were saying how long we should live to see what we are seeing today. Is that, for example, the superior of a monastery is asked to be kidnapped if she doesn't bring something. You see, we are in the chaos.
Are you worried about your own safety, Mother Agnes?
Of course, I am not on for my own safety, but for the safety of the 22 persons of 10 nationalities that are living here. Of course, we have little children. We have 2 families.
And
4 families.
Who do you think might attack you?
Yesterday, Kofi Annan, he said that there is a third column. There is a third party. So there are people that are sent to make something, to harm the civil population and to stop the civil life, okay? So we are really worried, and we cannot rely on the government because he cannot protect. He has so much pressure. We are alone. If you go to the police, they will tell you, do whatever you want. We cannot interfere. You have people, they are kidnapped. You have people, they are killed. You have people, they stole. Last week, our own parish, Father George, at 4 o'clock morning, two armed people entered in his parish, and they wanted to kill him with glass to cut his neck, to cut his throat, and they finished by steal everything he got and let him completely, with his blood, and it was terrible for us. And
are you in more? Who do you fear most, Mother Agnes? Do you fear?
To tell you the truth, we are with democracy, we are with freedom. But today, those who take those titles are not doing the reality on the ground. You have armed gang with another agenda. It's an occult agenda.
Okay.
This agenda is Islamist agenda. I don't even know if they are Islamist, but they are striving to plant another reality, which is Islamist reality. Okay.
I hope things can improve. But again, even the words of Kofi Annan yesterday wouldn't put that frame on it at all. Mother Agnes Miriam, best wishes and God bless you. Alan Lonigan, thanks indeed for your contact and for putting us in touch with Mother Agnes.
Just to say that Mother on her website is running an appeal. If you wanted to put a link up to that or a link up to the page, she has a food appeal to buy groceries to feed families in her district.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll